So does that justify everything that you do?
Excuse me, let me tell you something. What do you think they were doing it for? Because they were trying to save us from poverty? No, they did it because they needed us. It's honor and family and loyalty. And some of us wanted a piece of the action. Now, we weren't educated like the Americans, but we had the balls to take what we wanted.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another live edition of On The Go right here on Drive Into the Top Productions, where I'm your host, Big Hoss, and yes, I'm bringing the sauce. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Hope y'all doing well, even though it's a hot October, but we still kicking ass. Spooky season going strong. And I'm here on the PC. I was going to be here on this. Thought I was going to have to do it mobily, but no, I'm here. So 1, 2, boogie, shorty, George, I'm here.
Give me 1, 2, boogie, and shorty George. Shorty George.
What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are having a good one. But before we get any further, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on X at BigHoss337. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. This show you can find on X and Instagram at OnTheGo_TXLA. Drive to the Top Productions. You know where to find them. All on other platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at Driving to the Top. And, of course, this show is presented by Poggers, the official vitamin supplement of On The Go. Go to poggers.shop, tell them Big Hoss sent you, and there's the promo code right there, OTG, to get 10% off of your order. That is the official vitamin supplement, Poggers. I know you guys are happy because hockey's back. I've got hockey swag on tonight. I'm debating if I'm ever going to want to talk about my team on this show, the Vegas Golden Knights, or another team I follow from the South in the Nashville Predators. I'm debating about that. But you're still going to hear all this other talk, and this is a good month. We got this back. We're still counting down before the NBA returns in less than 2 weeks, which I definitely have 2 teams on this show I cover. And a lot of football coming from today all the way till November 26th. We're going to have football on our TV every single day, whether if it's the NFL or college. So, man, let's go ahead. Let's start this show off on a high note. Let's start it on a positive note. So let's kick this off. We're going to take this in the 713. Let's go. Let's take it to H-Town because let's start off with some positivity here. Let's go. Welcome to the land where it just don't stop. Trunks pop, tops drops, and the front end hop. And back-to-back weeks now, the Houston Texans have won 2 in a row. They put an ass whooping on the Baltimore Ravens this past Sunday, 44-10. And one of C.J. Stroud's best performances of the season so far. They now move to 2-3 of the season. They've had 417 total yards in this game, 250 total passing, 167 total rushing. C.J. Stroud went 23 for 27. He threw 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Xavier Hutchinson, 1 for 5 yards and 1 for 10, 1 to Nico Collins for 10, and he also threw 1 to Jalen Noel for 4 yards. Oh, he also had 1 carry for 30 yards as well. Nick Chubb led in rushing, 11 carries for 61 yards on a rushing touchdown. Woody Marks also had 7 carries for 24 yards. Christian Kirk led in receiving. He had 4 catches for 64 yards. Dalton Schultz had 5 for 60 yards. And, of course, Nico Collins with that touchdown, 4 catches for 52 yards. Defense alone, 56 total tackles, 29 solo, 1 sack for Mario Edwards Jr., 3 tackles for a loss, and 3 interceptions in this game. 2 from Jalen Petrie and 1 from Kamari Lassiter. If I said his name right, I'm pretty sure.
If one of y'all says some silly-ass name, this whole class is going to feel my wrath.
I'm excited to hear it. And I got hockey on. By the way, they're about to drop the puck in this one. But yeah, Texans win 44-10, and they needed this win because I think now they're going in a bye week. And you want to talk about bye weeks, man? I had a bunch of bye weeks I'm going to be talking on here, so I feel like the show won't last too long because I got 3 teams on here that had buys I'm not going to have to say much about, but I'm going to have to preview a little bit about them. So Houston Texans going into a bye week with a high note with this big win over Baltimore. By the way, this was their first win ever in that stadium. So M&T Bank Stadium, whenever it was built in the mid-90s. Houston has never won a game there. Anytime they've ever beaten the Ravens, it was in Houston, and this was their first win in Baltimore. So this was a big, much-needed win. Congrats to them, guys. Enjoy that bye week. Get ready for the next big one. And by the way, let's see who the Texans got next after that bye week before we move any further. They got a Monday night game with the Seahawks on October 20th. A late start. So if this starts at 9 p.m., there must be 2 Monday night games that week. So they're going to have 2 consecutive Sundays without a game, courtesy of a bye week and courtesy of a Monday night matchup for their upcoming game. So, yeah, they need that one. I already know what the Seahawks can do. I've seen what they've done with the Saints. So we'll close out on a positive note for the Houston Texans. Much-needed win over Baltimore on a bye week now. Get ready for Seattle coming to you literally like nearly 2 weeks. So we got that there. Now, I knew this was coming, so I'm not going to shit talk this team too much because I predicted this would be a loss. But the Houston Cougars take their first loss of the season. They fall to Texas Tech 35-11. So that puts the Cougars now 4-1 of the season, their first loss, and now they're 1-1 in the Big 12. They had 12 first downs in this game, 267 total yards, 164 passing, 103 rushing. Connor Wegman, though, in the game, he went 5 for 12. He had 71 passing yards. He did throw 1 interception. He did have 6 carries for 7 yards, but somehow he got injured in this game, and Zion Chris took over, the backup. He had 5 for 13 in passing, 93 passing yards. He did throw one major bomb touchdown pass to Amir Thomas for 64 yards. He also did throw an interception, and he even had 7 carries for 59 yards. Even Zion, the backup QB, led in rushing too, by the way. Amir Thomas led in receiving, 2 catches for 70 yards and that touchdown. Defense had 91 total tackles, 61 solo, 2 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks courtesy of Mark Stampley and LaTrevion McCutcheon. So, I mean, we knew this was coming. By the way, I want to bring up something for Texas Tech real quick. I know they're rebranding themselves. I remember they once were with Nike, then Under Armour, now they're with Adidas. They're going back retro. And what I mean is, starting in 2026, they're going back to their old school logo. Now, what do you guys think of this? That old block double T with the white. I know people blow them up saying all that. Like they acting looking like Temple. You know, that's what they had back in the day. I mean, it looks good for a throwback logo, but I don't know how I feel about this being a permanent logo, to be honest with you. Because I'm so used to that black and red, bold shadow double T logo. That's what I've always known as Texas Tech logo for so many years. I don't know, but like, I don't hate it. I don't know how I feel about having that at midfield every week. When I mean by rebranding, they're also going to be changing up maybe uniform looks and everything, merchandise and whatnot. But some people are 50-50 about it. I mean, Texas Tech, that might be the only beautiful place in Lubbock. If you've ever been to Lubbock, Texas, it's like the biggest shithole in the desert of West Texas. But their campus is absolutely down-to-earth, beautiful campus. Their facilities are great. And I know they've done some like major upgrades and whatnot. But yeah, Texas Tech, man, you better watch them. Could be a Big 12 champion contender along with a team like BYU of all teams. Iowa State, I said, but you might have to scratch Iowa State off. One team that will not be a favorite to win the Big 12 championship is Oklahoma State. Houston's upcoming next opponent this Saturday with early kickoff, 11 a.m. I think it's on ESPN, but Oklahoma State hosting the Cougars next. They're going to be playing it in Stillwater. 1-4 overall, 0-2 in the Big 12. I know they just got their head coach fired after 20-plus years. It sucks, but I mean, that's how it goes. I just want to see if it's the right start. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. It's going to be on TNT, by the way. So if you want to watch Houston put an ass whooping, because I'm predicting they're going to win this game big. They need this win. Bouncing off a loss to Tech. I think they get this done. A couple of impact players for the Cowboys or the folks. Zane Flores at quarterback. He's nearly at the 700-yard mark of passing. He's already thrown 696 passing yards, but he's thrown 3 interceptions. He hadn't thrown any touchdowns this season, which is insane. Rodney Fields Jr. leads in rushing, 213 total rushing yards, but no touchdowns. Shamar Rigby leads in receiving, 154 total receiving yards, and again, no touchdowns. Brian McCoy Jr. in the defense leads with 14 solo tackles, 23 assists, and 37 total tackles. And Cale Smith leads with 1 interception. So, like, your leaders have not scored once this season. That's how crazy this season has been for OK State. But anyhow, this will be the 22nd meeting between the Cougars and the Pokes. The series is tied 10-10 and 1 with 1 tie. Oklahoma State won 3 of the last 5. But in the last 7 games, they have rotated wins. One team won one year, then another, rotated back and forth in the last 7 meetings. Now, the last beat Oklahoma State in Stillwater was back in 2009. It's been nearly 16 years since they've won in Stillwater, and they're gonna get another one because I think the Cougars win big. It's got to be big. It's gonna be a big one for them. I think maybe OK State might scare them a little bit, but I think they finish strong and get a win there. So that's about really all I got for talk, not just a talk on the Houston Cougars, but I got one more thing, H-Town, that I'm going to bring later in the show that involves a whole nother topic. But let's go ahead and take it to the boot. Let's go ahead and take it in my neck of the woods because I got to get something off. I got to blow some steam here. So let's take it to my neck of the woods. Let's go to the 337. Be up by now. There we go. Computer's being a little slow. I haven't hooked this fucking new damn extender up yet, so I'm actually doing this off my personal hotspot, which is actually kind of helping me right now a little bit, but I'm hoping it don't cut my shit off. So I'm trying to finish the show as quick as possible. But now, we're taking it to the 337 right now. We're in my neck of the woods. And, man, I got to blow some steam here real quick, which I'm not surprised. Let's start with the Magnesia Cowboys, as they were the only team out of these two that had a game this past week. You had a very important conference game, but I could have saw this from a mile away. Not only do you lose another conference game, you get shut out by the Southeastern Lions.
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here!
You're now 1-5 of this season. You're 0-2 in the Southland Conference. I'm not even going to I didn't want to talk much about this game. You've only had 10 first downs, 189 total yards, 37 passing, not going to cut it, 152 total rushing, not going to cut it. Jake Strong went 5 for 14, 37 passing yards and 2 interceptions. This is horrific numbers.
And they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that?
It's a good thing Magnesia's got a bye coming up, just like the Houston Texans. Now it's their turn to get a bye week. they need to do some major adjustments before they go back into play, because I'm going to have to pull the remaining schedule up. I don't know. They'll be lucky if they win another game. I mean, after their bye week, they got Houston Christian at home. I don't know if that's this game or their next home game, which is November 1st. One of those two games is their homecoming game. I'm looking at, if they're lucky, they maybe get three more wins, because Houston Christian's 1-4. Northwestern State's also 1-4. They're playing November 1st. Another team that's 1-4 they got to play is East Texas A&M. Like, if they cannot win one of those three, or even win all three games, nothing's changed. We thought bringing Coach Viatar back was going to put the Pokes back in the winning column in football. I mean, who would have thought? Oh, I didn't think of that. Well, I know everyone's counting down for basketball season, which nothing really changed except new name for their venue. I know they've been renaming their stadium, their venues and whatnot. The whole, all these years that was Cowboys Stadium, they renamed it LeVar Stadium about a month or 2 months ago. Now they just renamed their basketball arena. After it got built 10 years ago, it's now in their third name. It went as the H&HP complex or something like that. Human Health and Performance Center or Complex Center. Then it was the Legacy Center. Now the Townsley Law Arena is now what it's going to be called. Same arena, new name. And I saw they made a deal. I think it was like $5 million for 15 years or something like that. I don't know. Like I think I shared a post about it, but I mean, it's going to be fun season when McNeese basketball starts, because like I think everyone is ready to drop this football season like it never happened. But yeah, that's what they got coming. Plus, it's more they got coming. Let's see. Let me pull up Chaston. Chaston posted a bunch of shit about this earlier, the other day. All right, so there was a post I saw. All right, here we go. I found it. So, athletic director Heath Shroyer had announced that it will be now called the Townsley Law Firm Arena. Townsley Law Firm has purchased the naming rights to the venue, 15 years for $4.5 million. So I mean, that's a lot. And there was a picture they posted. They posted a big check for nearly $5 million in front of the building. So I mean, that might lead to some major upgrades. I mean, like, it don't really need none. The arena still looks new to me, even though the arena's like 10 years old. But can't wait for basketball season when that happens. And college basketball's right around the corner. Like, I think literally, if they don't start playing college basketball by the end of this month, it's going to kick off in early November, because I know the NBA returns October 21st. I think the following week college basketball returns, but it might be early November. But so yeah, McNeese going in by with a 1-5 record, 0-2 in the conference, and they need to get ready for Houston Christian at home, or this is going to be another slaughterhouse in the hole. Well, the last time this team had a game, they got a big win in overtime, but the Raging Cajuns are getting ready. They're just coming off a bye week. Now they go on the road. I think they also play at 11 a.m. this week. They head out to Harrisonburg. Actually, and for the first time ever, James Madison and the Raging Cajuns have never met on the football field ever. This will be the first ever meeting, and you can watch it on ESPN2 at 11 a.m. You're getting done watching College Game Day. You need a football game to watch. Tune into ESPN2. Watch the Raging Cajuns take on the Dukes of James Madison. Going to be a good game, though. James Madison is 4-1 overall, undefeated 2-0 in the Sun Belt. The Cajuns coming in this game with a 2-3 record, with 1-0 in the Sun Belt. So, a couple impact players for the Dukes. Quarterback Alonzo Barnett III, 667 total passing yards and 4 touchdowns this season. He did throw an interception. Wayne Knight leads in rushing, 426 total rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Landon Ellis leads in receiving, 183 total receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Trent Hendrick, on defense, 15 solo tackles, 23 assists, and 38 total tackles this season. And Kai Holmes leads with 1 interception for the James Madison Dukes to get ready to host UL. So it's going to be a hell of a fight. The fact that it's the first ever meeting, it don't really scare me. But, hey, anything can happen. I mean, they had a strong finish over Marshall. I think they can have another strong one here. So give me the Cajuns in a close one over the Dukes. I'm going to take them there. So that's all I got in the talk in my neck of the woods. So let's move on. Let's take it to Tigerland. Y'all ready? Let's go to the 225 right about now. Now, the last time I talked anything LSU, I talked a lot of shit because they got lost to Ole Miss on the road. But now it's a new week. It's a new thing. Let's get ready. We got serious business to take care of. You're back at home. It's a Saturday night in Death Valley, and you're taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks, who are 3-2 currently right now. LSU currently is 4-1 overall. They're 0-1 in the SEC. Last I saw, they were in the ranked 13th in the top 25. Now they're at number 11, so that needs to be updated. They went from 13 to 11 after their bye week. So remember how this game turned out last year? It was a hell of a game last year that almost got dramatic at the end, but a missed field goal got us a struggle win over the Gamecocks. Nothing's going to change. I mean, they got a few returning starters. I mean, we got a few as well. For the second year in a row, it's Garrett Nussmeier versus Lenore Sellers. Going to be a great battle. This will be the 22nd meeting. What's crazy is South Carolina has only beaten LSU twice overall. LSU's won the last 8, despite 2 of those games being vacated. But South Carolina hasn't won in Baton Rouge in over 30 years. 1994 was the last time the Gamecocks won in Death Valley. Impact players again, Lenore Sellers so far this season, 886 passing yards, 4 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. Rachel Fazian leads in rushing, 163 total rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Travius Jacobs leads in receiving, 323 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Fred Johnson leads on the defense for the Gamecocks, 15 solo tackles, 10 assists, and 25 total tackles in here. Well, I know what's crazy, too. I'd have to find this tweet because even though I did not put Lenore Sellers in here, a lot can change. A lot can change since the start of the season. I know at the beginning of the season, while I'll go and hunt for this tweet, I said, Garrett Nussmeier, Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, even Drew Allure were Heisman favorites at the start of the season. And here's the tweet I found it. And now we're already in I think this is week 7 of college football. Yes, we're now in week 7. None of those 4 are now Heisman favorites or Heisman contenders. They've all been replaced by 4 other quarterbacks from like Dante Moore from Oregon, Trinidad Chambliss from Ole Miss, John Mateer from Oklahoma, and even Carson Beck from Miami. How crazy is that? But this is a big, important game. We need to bounce back. I cannot really see LSU losing 2 in a row at this time. But they're gonna bring their game. Lenore Sellers, if he's healthy, they're gonna bring their game, and it's gonna be a tight one. I could see this being like a 26-14 LSU victory for the Tigers. Hold on, I got to time out real quick. I got to hear my favorite part on Knights hockey. Ooh, I love when they do that. So, as you know, I said I'm a Knights fan. When they do their national anthem, when they sing that to that part, and the Rockets regular, the bombs bursting the air, gave proof through the night, all the fans holler, no! Because it's like olden Knights. I love when they do that. When they're about to go to battle. Go Knights, go. Night up. Anyhow, I'm talking about LSU. I said 26-14 over the Gamecocks. Did I even give a score for Houston over OK State? I'll say 42-17. You heard it here. I'm saying this on the LSU Talk. Cougars beat the Cowboys 42-17. LSU beat South Carolina 26-14. You heard it here. And that's about all I got to talk on the Tigers. So let's move on and let's take it to the Big Easy. Y'all ready? Let's go to the 504 because I got a lot of positivity right here to give. Let's go. All right, now that we're in the 504, let's go ahead and kind of wrap some college talk. Now, Tulane is another one coming off a bye week. But they got a game. Not just a game. They got a game tomorrow night. It's Wednesday, October 8th. They play tomorrow night at home, and it's on national TV. What channel is it on? They take on East Carolina, by the way, the Pirates, from their conference. This game's going to be live on ESPN. So 6:30 kickoff on ESPN. Tulane sits at 4-1 of the season. While in the American Conference, they are 1-0. They got, they're 1-0. They got that win. Their last Tulsa. Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago they lost Ole Miss, but their last game before their bye, they got a conference win over Tulsa. Now they're going to their second conference play. They're taking on the East Carolina Pirates, who are 3-2 overall, also 1-0 in the American Conference. 21st meeting. While East Carolina leads this series 12-8 against the Green Wave, but Tulane did win the last two meetings. A couple impact players again. We got quarterback Kattenhauser. He had over 1,500 passing yards so far for this quarterback. 1,509 to be exact, with 7 touchdowns thrown. He did throw 4 interceptions this season. London Montgomery leads in rushing for the Pirates, 209 total rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Anthony Smith leads in receiving with 352 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And Jamarly Riddle leads on the defense with 15 total tackles, solo tackles, 12 assists, and 27 total tackles, to be exact. And Tegan Wilt leads with an interception for East Carolina's defense. So, yeah, they're going to have their hands full. It's going to be a good game, but this team's good. This team's really good. Jake Retzloff is a great quarterback, the BYU transfer. And it's a home game. It's at Yeoman. They definitely get this win. But I see this being a one-possession game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The ball's going to be thrown a lot on both sides for both teams. I'm gonna say like 35-31. Tulane gets the win over East Carolina. That's a lot of points, but I'm gonna say 35-31. Tulane wins against East Carolina. Meanwhile, let's wrap up the college talk. Let's see what's going on around the boot, because like I said, there were 6 teams that had a bye. One of those teams was Louisiana Tech. They're coming off a bye, and guess who else is playing tomorrow night, as well as Tulane? Louisiana Tech. The Bulldogs head out to Georgia. They take on Kennesaw State. 6 p.m. kickoff on ESPNU. So you can flip back and forth if you want to watch both teams, or if you just want to watch NFL football. Let's see. Kennesaw State's 3-2. Man, give me Louisiana Tech. I think they pull it off. Stick with the Bulldogs. UL Monroe coming off a 42-7 loss up in Chicago area. They lost to Northwestern. But they'll be back on the road this Saturday. They head to Conway. They take on Coastal Carolina, who is 2-3. 6 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. I hope they don't let us down, because I'm going to give the Warhawks a win here. I think they pull it off. Give me the Warhawks over the Chanticleers, by the way. I know people say Chandeliers, or it's Chanticleers or Chanticleers, whatever. Here's just one thing you need to know about Coastal Carolina. How many championships do they got?
Not a whole lot.
They were just one shy, but lost in the damn College World Series to LSU. Anyhow, moving on, Southeastern Louisiana got North. They're coming off. Actually, they got a bye this week. Coming off their win over McNeese, they also got a bye. The next time they're in play, they take on Northwestern State on October 18th. So bye for the Lions. Meanwhile, another team going into a bye is Nichols. Nichols coming off a 24-17 loss to Lamar. They're in a bye before they go play Stephen F. Austin the following week. Northwestern State, this was their homecoming. That loss to East Texas A&M, 40-10 loss, that was their homecoming. It sucks that they lost. So maybe Northwestern State is still the downgrading team of the Southland Conference. But they got Houston Christian, a team that's also not that good. So, but it's in Houston. Northwestern State's not too good on the road, but you know what? I'm gonna give them a chance. Give me the Demons on the road against Houston Christian. Grambling, they're also coming off a bye week. They'll be back at home this Saturday. Eddie Robinson Stadium, they're taking on another set of Tigers from the SWAC. They take on Texas Southern, who's 2-3, 6 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. Give me the G-Men to win that one as well. Southern coming off a bye too. They hit the road. They go to Daytona to take on Bethune-Cookman, the Wildcats, in a conference matchup in the SWAC, 2 p.m. kickoff. Unfortunately, it's not televised. Let's see. Bethune-Cookman is 2-4. Southern's 1-4. I don't think Southern's that good. Give me Bethune-Cookman to win that one at home. I think Southern takes a loss there. So that's all I got for Around the Boot. Now, oh man, I've been waiting to talk. Who would have thought I'd be talking some positive shit about this team? After four straight losses this season, and it's been 10 months since they got a win, the New Orleans Saints are now in the win column. They beat the New York Giants 26-14. First win of the season. They're now 1-4. And all the critters and haters are saying they wasn't going to win a game all season or season was done. Hit the panic button. No, we ain't got to hit the panic button. They beat the Giants, who was actually the last team they beat in their last win back in the 2024 season. And all this time I was going through such pain and personal anguish.
And all this time I've been going through such pain and personal anguish. Such hell for nothing.
I don't know. I love Dumb and Dumber. 23 first downs in this game. 335 total yards. 1 yard short of 200 passing. There were 199 passing yards. 136 total rushing. Spencer Rattler, 21 for 31. He had a good game. 225 passing yards. He threw a bomber to Rashid Shaheed for 87 yards. His only touchdown pass in the game. He also had 6 carries for 21 yards. But Kendry Miller led in rushing in this game, 10 carries for 41 yards. Alvin Kamara had 8 carries for 27. Rashid Shaheed had led in receiving, 4 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown. Chris Olave had 7 catches for 59 yards. And Ben, can we talk about the defense? 72 total tackles, 45 solo, 1 sack courtesy of Jonas Sanker, and 2 tackles for a loss. 2 interceptions caught by Kool-Aid Man himself, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Hell yeah. Matter of fact, the New York Giants had 5 turnovers in this game. They had 5. They had me. I got 4. Let's get keyed. I got 5 on it. 5, baby. 5 turnovers in that game. I'm going to have to keep this. If it 5's the magical number, especially on defense, you got to see that clip. That's a classic right there. Anyhow, that much-needed win, and they did it at home too. But while they had that fun and celebrated, now we got to get down to business. Because now they're getting ready to take on the New England Patriots, who had a classic matchup this past Sunday with the Buffalo Bills. I didn't even get this typed up, but let's go back and let's go look at the numbers in that game. Patriots won that game 23-20, by the way. They're currently 3-2 of the season right now. While I think they're 2-0. They're 2-0 in their division. So, well, yeah, they did beat. I think it was the Miami Dolphins they played. Yeah, they beat the Dolphins, and now they beat the Bills. So now they're 2-0 in their division. Who would have thought? I mean, we're going back to the Tom Brady days here right now. Let's take a look at some leaders so far. Drake May over 1,200 passing yards so far this season. Let's see, 1,261 to be exact. He had 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Leading in rushing, we have Ramondre Stevenson. He leads in rushing, 139 total rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs leads in receiving, 359 total receiving yards, no touchdowns though. Meanwhile, on the defense, linebacker Robert Spillane leads on the defense, 24 solo tackles, 15 assists, and 39 total tackles. And he also has 1 interception. He leads on the defense. It's going to be a hell of a matchup. They are probably going to be the favorite, but I'm not going to quit on them. I'm so happy they got the win. I think they can win back to back. Do what the Texans did. Yeah, anything can happen. But I got the Saints at home. They really I think they can win the next 2 before they get ready for Tampa Bay at home. So they need this win. Give me the Saints at home against the New England Patriots. Well, I got a little more topics I want to talk about, but that's everything I got in the Big Easy. Let's get an update on Major League Baseball playoffs real quick. So that's one thing I want to bring up. I know we had some games that just happened. Let's kind of go back and review how everything went in the playoff bracket. As I pull it up, go back to the wild card. The Tigers won that series 2-1, so now they're playing the Seattle Mariners. Yankees won 2 out of 3 against the Red Sox, and they're playing the Blue Jays. Dodgers swept the Reds, and they're playing the Phillies. And Cubs won 2 out of 3 against the Padres, and they're currently playing the Milwaukee Brewers. As of right now, the Toronto Blue Jays are the first team to move on to the league pennant. They eliminate the New York Yankees. They won game 4, 5-2. So they're going to play the winner out of the Tigers and the Mariners, which they got 2 more games left to play because the series is tied 2-2. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dodgers lead the series 2-0 against the Phillies. And currently the Phillies are up right now 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Meanwhile, on the other side, Brewers, Cubs, Brewers lead 2-1 right now against the Cubs. Man, already. So they did it in 5 games. They didn't update. Wait, is it 5 games? Yeah. Wild card's best of 3. This is a best of 5. So, these are about to wrap up. What am I thinking here? Baseball kind of mixes it up a little bit. All I know is that when you get to the pennant in the World Series, it's a best of 7. So, first team to get 3 wins. So, everybody else is about to wrap up. Tigers, Mariners, it's win or go home. If the Cubs win game 4, they'll have to play winner take all. The Dodgers just need 1 more win to advance, but Phillies are up 3-1 right now. So, that's your update for Major League Baseball for the MLB playoffs. So, yeah, the Yankees are cooked. They were in the World Series last year, and they got eliminated in the divisional round. I wish they'd have got swept, though, but it is what it is. One more thing I'm going to bring up before I get to some predictions for college and the pros. They just made the announcement for the upcoming 2026 season for the United Football League. We're going to talk it right now. They revealed some of the new changes yesterday, and actually I got the picture right here. We're going to share it. So here is your official league of the 2026 UFL. As you can see, there were some changes. One thing's for certain, 4 teams remain the same. The Stallions, the Renegades, the Defenders, and the Battlehawks have made the cut to continue on their seasons. Now, Dallas, on the other hand, They're no longer the Arlington Renegades. They're actually relocating across the city. They're moving to Frisco, Texas, but they're going back to their original name, the Dallas Renegades. Now, Houston, some good news is Houston still gets to keep their team, but they're retracing back to their USFL team in the Gamblers. I know a lot of us were not happy about it. We wanted to stay as the Roughnecks. Why do we need to go back to the Gamblers? You can't even gamble in Texas. It's illegal. That's why they got to come to Louisiana in our casinos. But they're back as the Gamblers. They're going back to their USFL league team instead of XFL team. And then we got 3 new faces. We got a team in Columbus called the Aviators. Did I say that right? Aviators. So it's basically a plane. We also got the Louisville Kings, and Orlando's got a team again, but now they're going to be called the Orlando Storm. And that's your league right there. Now, how are they going to split it? How are they going to split the league up? Like, what are the conferences going to be called? You can't be the XFL and the USFL conference anymore. You got 3 new faces. Like, are they going to do like an Eastern Conference and a Western Conference now? Judging by how the map looks, if I had to take a guess, I'm going to assume that if they do it East and West, the Western Conference, of course, you're going to have the Renegades and the Gamblers in a conference together. Probably the Stallions and maybe the Battlehawks, which would put the Kings, the Aviators, the Defenders, and the Storm in a conference together. But the 3 teams that did not make the cut, the Memphis Showboats, that team folded. The San Antonio Brahmas folded. The Michigan Panthers are actually currently suspended a year. They're trying to grow the league more. They're trying to at least turn it to a 12-team league. If they can find 3 more cities to make teams, then Michigan is going to come back after 1 season. But hell, you should have just kept these 3 teams, San Antonio, Memphis, and Michigan, and just find a 4th city. Maybe a team in Vegas or a team in the West Coast. You'd have been fine there. But I'm shocked this league didn't fold yet. But here's how it's going to go down. I know, like Houston, for example, 6 of these teams are going to be playing in soccer stadiums. The Stallions are going to remain in their same venue, Protective Stadium. The Battlehawks are going to still remain in the Dome with the largest crowd of over 60,000 plus. The rest of the league is going to be playing in soccer stadiums. The Houston Gamblers now, when they were the Roughnecks, they were playing at TDECU at the Cougars Stadium. Now they're moving to the Shell Energy, where the Dynamo plays soccer. DC staying in their same home, Audi Field, where DC United plays. Dallas is moving from Choctaw Stadium, a former baseball park, but it's now a football stadium. They're now moving to a stadium that is used for soccer and football, Toyota Stadium. They play the Frisco Bowl there for college football, the FCS National Championship, but it's also the home of FC Dallas, but the Renegades are going to use that stadium for football as well. Columbus is going to play their games at Historic Crew Stadium, where Columbus Crew plays. The Louisville Kings are going to play at Lynn Family Stadium, which is the only non-MLS stadium in the league. They're playing in a USL Championship League stadium, the home of Louisville City FC. And then finally, Orlando, the Storm, they're going to play at Inter & Co Stadium, which is the home of Orlando City SC of the MLS. So that's your league and that's your homes for these teams when the 2026 season commences. And, of course, yours truly, remember on my history would drive to the top. I would be on a UFL talk show. I didn't think I was going to be on it no more when I said the Roughnecks were folding, but they're going back to their other team, the Gamblers. Hey, it is what it is. I'll just have to get me a Gamblers shirt. I know they changed their logo and everything. I don't have it up and running, but possibly maybe next week's stream I'll share it to show you what the logos look like now compared to what they were. But that's I got on the UFL talk. Let's do some quick recaps of college football before I predict. So let's recap some week 6 that what happened. Iowa State got embarrassed by Cincinnati. They took their first loss of the season. Vanderbilt and Alabama. I mean, everybody's shit talking Diego Pavia because, Johnny Manziel's like his mentor. He's got the same attitude as him. Look, I don't get the hate for Diego Pavia. I actually like the guy. But the fact they lost to Alabama is going to hurt us a lot because Vandy's on a bye right now. But who do they got next? LSU in Nashville. Sold out crowd. Hardest ticket to get. And it was the most expensive in Vanderbilt's season. What else happened in this season? Not this season, in this week. Miami, Florida State. Oh, that rivalry. I think they need to play this rivalry every single year. Or if they do play it every single year. But what a game that was. Texas A&M blows out Mississippi State. TCU blowing out Colorado. Colorado's overrated, of course. Actually, I didn't have a lot of college to talk about. But I didn't do too bad for week 6. I went 13-3 in my picks. Let's see if I can keep it going. So let's go ahead and do my week 7 picks. By the way, my predictions on this show are presented by Rogue Energy, the #1 sports gaming drink in America. Go to rogueenergy.com or download the Rogue Energy app on any mobile device and use my promo code OTG to get 10% off of your order. Whether are you looking for energy, hydration, or chill, Rogue Energy is the place. I've been dealing with them for nearly 4 or 5 years now. Great stuff. It works. No wonder they're called the #1 sports gaming drink in America, and the official sports gaming drink of On The Go is Rogue Energy. All right, so I already did my recap. All right, college football week 7 predictions. I'm trying to run through these because I don't have a lot of breakdowns here. South Florida at North Texas. I think this is a Friday night matchup. Give me North. I got North Texas beating South Florida. Rutgers at Washington. Washington blows them out big. Give me the Huskies. Ohio State and Illinois. Now, this is an interesting matchup. These two are actually rivals. They're playing for one of the craziest trophies in college football. They're playing for Illy Buck. If you don't know who Illy Buck is, Illy Buck used to be a turtle that died. They used to play for a live turtle back in the early 1900s. But after the turtle died, they made a turtle trophy out of wood. It's like one of the coolest trophies in college football. Illy Buck is back. I think they're playing it for the first time since 2017, if I'm correct. But much as I hate this team, I got Ohio State blowing out Illinois in their home stadium. Give me Ohio State. Alabama and Missouri. Yeah, Alabama put up a fight with Vandy, but I'm not going to credit too much on Missouri. I know it's in Columbia. They're going to be ready to play. They're going to be ready to fire. Maybe they might make it an interesting game, but I'm going to have to take Alabama in this one. But it won't be long before their second loss comes because they still got to play Tennessee. They still got to play LSU. They still got to play Oklahoma. They still got to play Auburn. So they got a hard schedule remaining coming. But I got Alabama in this one. Pitt and Florida. Back in the Illy Buck, Ohio State won 6 in a row against Illinois. Missouri has only in this Missouri-Alabama matchup, Missouri won the first matchup, but Bama's won the last 6 meetings, so make it 7 for Alabama. Pitt and Florida State. Give me Florida State at home. UCF at Cincinnati. Cincinnati had a big win over Iowa State last week. I think they get another one. Give me the Bearcats. Washington State and Ole Miss. This ain't even going to be close. It's at the Grove. Give me Ole Miss big at home. College Game Day is going to Eugene for this top 10 matchup. Indiana versus Oregon. I don't have much on this one, but I got the Ducks winning. Give me Oregon winning at home against Indiana. Then we got one of the most exciting rivalries in college football that transferred to the SEC. We got the Red River rivalry at the Texas State Fair. It's Oklahoma versus Texas. We all saw – I can't believe I forgot to talk about one of the most shocking losses. Texas got beat by Florida in the struggle they're in. Arch Manning ain't what the hype was highly overrated. He ain't what I hope you don't go to the NFL draft. He needs to stay in college and improve that. By the way, you got a Heisman, John Mateer, Heisman candidate. Arch Manning was once a Heisman candidate. Now Mateer is. Give me Oklahoma. And I don't usually pick Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry, but I am picking Oklahoma in this matchup. Give me the Sooners over the Longhorns. North Carolina State, Notre Dame. I'm going to go with the Irish at home. Northwestern at Penn State. Oh, yeah, see, that's another. Penn State lost to UCLA in front of hardly no fans. And their coach still got a job. I'm going to take Penn State in this one, but golly, if Northwestern would shock everybody and beat this team, James would be gone. I think he'd be fired if he lost to Northwestern. Let's see. Nebraska taking on Maryland. Give me Nebraska. Arkansas and Tennessee. Neyland Stadium. I feel like Arkansas might make it interesting, but I got Tennessee big at home. Florida and Texas A&M. Yeah, Florida got their Cinderella win last week over Texas, but they're playing at Kyle Field. A&M is a dangerous team. I'm going with the Aggies at home. Kansas and Texas Tech. I saw what Texas Tech did with Houston. They're a very good team. May now be my prediction to win the Big 12. Texas Tech is going to run Kansas over at home. Give me the Red Raiders. Then we got one of maybe the oldest rivalry in the SEC. Good Georgia and Auburn. They're playing at Jordan-Hare. The 130th meeting between the two. Georgia did win the last 8 matchups. I was going to sneak away and pick Auburn, but you know what? I'm going to take Georgia in this one. Give me the Bulldogs. Michigan and USC. Interesting matchup here. 12th meeting between the Wolverines and the Trojans. This is only the second time these two teams are going to be playing in the Coliseum ever. And in 8 of those 12 meetings, they've played against each other in the Rose Bowl game 8 times. But this might be my upset of the week. I got USC upset Michigan at home in the Coliseum. Give me USC over Michigan. BYU and Arizona. BYU's a good team. I think it's going to be BYU and Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship. Hopefully the Red Raiders will win that one. But I got BYU beating Arizona. New Mexico at Boise State. Give me the Broncos. I always ride with Boise. And then finally, Arizona State and Utah. This one was a toss-up, but you know what? I have never really talked or even acknowledged the Utes lately. So you know what? I'm going to go with Utah beating Arizona State in that one. So that's my college talk. Let's do some NFL recap real quick before I predict the NFL for week 6. Niners and Rams I picked as my game of the week, and it was my game of the week for a reason. They put on a clinic at SoFi Stadium. Great game. Great matchup. Went into overtime. Niners got the win. What's that? What else happened? Eagles took their first loss of the Eagles and the Eagles and the Bills were the last 2 undefeated teams left. Eagles got lost to the Broncos. I knew I should have picked Denver Broncos in that one. But the Buffalo Bills was the last team standing before they took their loss in their little snow uniforms to the Patriots. Are the Cowboys really that good, or are they just playing shitty lucky teams? They handled their business with the Jets, but I don't believe the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC. I will say maybe the best team in the NFL right now is the Indianapolis Colts. They are the number 1 overall team in the NFL right now with 1 loss. But they handled their business with the Raiders. Bucks and the Seahawks was an instant classic, but Tampa Bay got the win there. Bengals got embarrassed by the Lions, but maybe they might get some help. They just picked up Joe Flacco. Will he be the starting quarterback over Jake Browning while Joe Burrow still recovers? And then finally, what a game Monday night. Chiefs-Jaguars. That was a hell of a game. All I'm going to say is Trevor Lawrence got lucky. That rushing touchdown he did at the end of the game. When he fell twice, they didn't, he got lucky. They didn't blow that whistle. When he first fell, the right guard stepped on his ankle and he fell. Then he gets back up and he slips, but he picks himself back up. No whistle was blown. He breaks a tackle or two and scores, and they end up winning the game. I think it was 31-28. Yeah, they beat the Chiefs 31-28. Now, the only complaint I have right before that play happened, there was a pass interference call. They had a lot of hands thrown on that receiver. Kansas City thought they had an interception, but they ruled pass interference, and they were able to get the winning score. Now, that kind of made me upset a little bit because it took me back to that no-call game when the Rams got away with that win over the Saints in the NFC Championship. When I saw that play and they gave that penalty and let the Jags go into score range again, I got upset about that. And I'm like, oh, hold on. I'm getting Saints vibes again. Blow that whistle.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
It could have been something years ago. I must still talk about it to this day. We should have been in that Super Bowl. That's my recap of the NFL. Let's go ahead and let's wrap the show up. Let's do my predictions for week 6 of the NFL. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, we got a division matchup. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. Giants have, despite their loss to the Saints, they've been doing better with Jackson Dart at QB. But Eagles fans are pissed about that loss to the Broncos. They bounce back. I got the Eagles winning on the road tomorrow night. Broncos, Jets, they're playing in London, so you got to get up super early for this. The Broncos just beat the Super Bowl champs. Give me the Denver Broncos big. I'm riding with the ponies. Give me the Broncos. I already made my prediction. I said Saints win over the Patriots. Steelers, Browns. Browns at the Steelers. Cleveland, shit show. No surprise there. Give me the Steelers. Chargers and the Dolphins. I think this will be a bounce-back win for LA. Give me the Chargers on the road. Rams at the Ravens. And it hurts me to say this, but Baltimore season's done ever since Lamar got hurt. After that blowout loss to the Texans, I don't know how long until Baltimore wins the game again, but they're about to lose another one. So give me I got the Rams beating the Ravens. Maybe it's time for Baltimore to hit the panic button or even find some new coaches. Cardinals and the Colts. Colts is the number 1 team in the NFL right now. Give me the Colts. Give me Daniel Jones and then ponies. Give me the Colts. Big. Seahawks and the Jaguars. It's actually going to be a good game. And Jacksonville still living on cloud 9 after that win over the Chiefs, but can they make lightning strike twice? Seattle is a good team. But I picked Jacksonville. It's in Duval. It's not in Seatown. I got Jacksonville winning at home. Cowboys, Panthers, toss up. But they've been preaching about the Dallas Cowboys. Carolina really isn't that good of a team. So you know what? I'm taking the Cowboys to win on the road against the Panthers. Titans and the Raiders. This is my toilet bowl of the week. You got 2 shitty teams. I think both teams are 1-4, so they do have wins, but who's going to get that second win? I haven't really been rooting for Ashton Genie lately. I think he needs to like have an outstanding breakout game, and this could be that breakout game for him. So you know what? I'm going with the Raiders at home against the Titans. This matchup right here is my game of the week. 49ers at the Buccaneers. This is my game of the week. It's going to be a toss-up, but I'm gonna have to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. I almost was going to pick the 49ers, but if this would have been in Santa Clara at Levi's Stadium, I'd have took San Francisco in a heartbeat, but I'm going with Tampa Bay at home. Bengals at the Packers. I have no word yet if they're going to let Joe Flacco play or not as a Bengal, but either way, I got Green Bay winning at home. Sunday Night Football. We got Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. I was going to pick the Chiefs to win at home, but this team is garbage. The way they played against the Jags, the Lions are going to run their ass over at Arrowhead. Give me the Lions on the road. And then we're going to have another doubleheader of Monday Night Football. We start with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills taking on Michael Penix Jr. and the Atlanta Falcons. Buffalo, that heartbreaking loss to New England. I think they bounce back on the road. Give me Buffalo. And we close out week 6 with our second Monday night game. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears taking on Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. The top two quarterbacks that got drafted in 2024 NFL draft, the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick. 2 Heisman Trophy winners. The 2 previous Heisman Trophy winners from those years are 2 years apart. I don't remember what year Caleb Williams won the Heisman Trophy. If he did win it in 21 or 22, I don't remember, but I know Jaden Daniels won it in 23. I'm going with Jaden Daniels, of course. Come on now. LSU. No Tigers. Give me the Commanders at home. Well, that's going to wrap up this show. I'm glad no serious issues happened while I'm on my personal hotspot. Hopefully by next week, I will have this new extender hooked up and I got fast internet like that, like I've always had with shitty AT&T. But thank you again for joining me and tuning in. I appreciate you all. Again, Driving to the Top Productions. Check them out. Great people, great content. Whatever team you support, we got somebody nearly for every team. Be sure to check them out. YouTube at Driving to the Top Productions, on X, Facebook, you name it. And again, thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all. Y'all have a safe and wonderful week, and I will catch y'all next week. Probably going to pull 2 shows again next week. So catch me for this show like this probably next Tuesday, October 14th, because I'm going to be doing a preview of the Saints and the Bears next week with myself and Ken in the morning. Ken, the Bear fan. Be sure to check that out too. I'm actually going to do like a double crossover. I'm going to hop on his show, and they're going to immediately hop on this one. So it'll be time consuming, but it's going to be fun next week. Y'all be sure to check it out. Thank y'all. God bless y'all. Love you. I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.